Hey everyone, Bobby here from Bipper Media. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to another episode of SEO Secrets. Today I want to dive very quickly into city page content and SEO strategies. Okay, so the last episode I talked about two types of city pages that are working extremely well. Two types of city pages that are very effective for you to deploy in your business. If you didn't catch it, go back, listen to that. Today I want to talk about the content and SEO strategy with city pages. Okay, so a couple points. Number one, the general rule of thumb with word count, so the total volume of content that we produce on city pages. So a minimum that we do is 500 to 700 words. Okay. The reason being, anything less than that 500, 700 word range, anything less than that, you end up with a really thin piece of content. And Google favors content that is more long form, in-depth, informative, research-based type of content. Okay. And it's challenging to achieve that on a city page if it's less than that 500, 700 word range. Okay. On the high end, for super competitive markets or hyper competitive markets or hyper competitive business categories, we are shooting more for the 2,500 word range. Okay. So I know that might sound like a lot of content to some of you, a lot of writing to do, but if you think about a long form piece of content, you will typically have a top level topic category, right? And then you just simply create subcategories underneath that top level category, right? So think of it like the research paper you used to write in English 101, when you were a freshman in college or in high school or something. So you would have the main topic, and then you would have subtopics, and you would create sections and paragraphs broken down by each. When you take that approach, we have found it's actually pretty easy to produce 2,500 words of content. It's actually pretty easy to produce 5,000 plus words of content, right? And especially if you are an expert, you have expert knowledge in a particular topic. So that's my points on word count for each city page. Number two is when you're producing a city page, like for example, if like us as an agency, when we produce a city page, say for a car accident lawyer, right? We would actually get the car accident lawyer or someone who has expertise in personal injury law. We would try to find them to contribute the content, to help us to write the content, right? So that's kind of like a strategy that we follow with producing the content. But the other thing that we'll do is we have writers internally. We'll produce the content and then we'll send it to our clients for them to review what we've written. So one way or another, we're getting a subject matter expert to either contribute the content or to review and critique and edit the content that we produce. Okay. And the reason being is your page of content, whether it's the low end 700 word or high end 2,500 word plus, your content, it needs to be very well written, very comprehensive, in-depth piece of content, right? Because again, back to how Google favors content, the city page that you produce, the content, the more in-depth and comprehensive and informative it is, the better that piece of content or the better that page is going to perform in Google search. Okay. So, third point I want to make is what we refer to as location signals. Okay. The point of a city page, if again, referencing the previous episode, the point of a city page is for your business, your website to attract visitors, traffic, from visitors who are searching for a particular product or service and who are within a particular geographic area or within a particular city. And location signals, what we call location signals, are links that are within that page of content that link out to major landmarks that are within that particular city. Okay, so I'm going to use Atlanta, Georgia as an example. Okay, so let's say I'm writing a city page for car accident lawyer in Atlanta, Georgia. Within the location signals, there's going to be a section that we produce in the city page that's called relevant areas or things to see in the city of Atlanta. Within that section, we're going to create links that point to major landmarks in Atlanta. Okay, so it's real easy to it's really easy to find landmarks in any city. You can go to Google Maps, right? You can just go to Google Maps, find things to do, or things to see, things of that nature. You can just Google that, and it's very easy to find what major landmarks or businesses or establishments or organizations, things of that nature that are very specific to that city. And then on your city page, link out to those landmarks or organizations or things to do, things to see, things that are very prominent and specific to that city. So that's what's called location signals. And the reason we do that is location signals, outbound links to these particular sites, that helps to solidify the geographic relevance of that city page. Okay, and again, with the point and the purpose of your city page to get found by people in that target city, the more relevant you can make that page for that city, the better it's going to perform in the proximity of that city. So location signals are a very big contributing factor to creating that relevance and proximity factor of your city page. All right, and then the fourth point I'm going to make for this episode anyway is how to link to internally within your website, how to link to your city pages. Okay, so if you're only doing, say 2 to 3 city pages, then typically what we'll do is we'll create a link in the footer of the website. Okay, we'll just create a link with the city name or the product or service in the city. So we're just creating links, 2 or 3 of them in the footer of the website. However, we've done city pages. We've done projects that have consisted of several dozen or hundreds of city pages. In that case, what we do is we create a city page sitemap within the site, and then we link, for example, at the bottom in the footer, we'll create something called locations. We'll just create a link in the footer called locations that would link to the city page sitemap. And then on the city page sitemap is where we would have all of the individual links to that large volume of city pages. Okay, so that's the 2 different ways that we link out to the city pages that we publish within sites. But you need those links. You need those links because you need Google. You need to provide an easy way for Google to hit your site, crawl your site, find the links, and then to find those city pages. Okay, and another sort of sub strategy when it comes to getting your city pages indexed. The other thing you can do is go to Google Search Console. And in Google Search Console, you can go ahead and just have those individual pages crawled and indexed. All right, so you can request a crawl for those individual city pages. If it's on a large scale, a lot of city pages, and you had to create a city page sitemap, then you would take that sitemap URL, that city page sitemap URL, and you would have that crawled and indexed, and you would use Google Search Console to make that happen. So those are kind of the content and SEO strategies. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me mention one more thing. The optimization of the city page. This is applicable for any page that you're optimizing. It's kind of SEO 101 type stuff, but the metadata and the title tags that are on your city page, it's really important that those are optimized properly. So the title tag of your page has to include your targeted product or service and your city. The description tag of your city page has to be well written, also including your targeted city or your targeted product or service in city name. And then on the page of content itself, again, whether you're doing the 500, 700 words or up to 2,500 words, what we do is we kind of break it down. We put an H1 title tag at the very top of the city page. Okay, so the H1 title tag, using, again, car accident lawyer in Atlanta as an example, we would put car accident lawyer in Atlanta, Georgia at the very top of the page as an H1 title tag. And then, if, again, using long form 2,500 word example, we would create for all the different subsections of that page, we would use H2 tags to emphasize those subtopics, the subtopics of content that are throughout that city page. Okay, so again, your metadata, which is your title tag and description tag of the page, optimized with your targeted keyword phrases that you're targeting on the city page, and then the H1 tag at the very top of your city page, and then H2 tags down throughout the content, emphasizing the subcategories or the subtopics that you're talking about on the city page. Okay, so anyway, I hope that was helpful. That's just some tips and strategies when it comes to the content and SEO components of a city page. And if you have any questions and you want us to look at what you're doing, or you want to add some more comments, or you have questions about that, I'm going to share this episode on our SEO Secrets Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search SEO Secrets, and I'll be sharing this episode there. Join that group and post your comments there.